We all know what Forsaken is by now, the Dead by Daylight style game hosted on the site that is still falling apart as I speak. It has many characters ranging from survivors to killers, so they're ones that have yet to be added. So in this video, I'm going to go over the characters that I'm looking forward to being added the most. Also, before we begin, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Now let's go through the list. Luke is a survivor that doesn't have a lot of info, although judging by his teaser, I can assume that he will be a support character or hypothetical moves like giving someone his balloon to make them float, or having an apple that can heal similarly to Elliot's pizza. And maybe he could even use a compass that points him to the nearest survivor, who knows? Like I said before, there isn't a lot of info on him, but I'm interested to see how he'll work in the future. This one's going to be shorter because there's literally nothing to her besides her design, but she's probably going to be a sentinel who maybe does something with her Valhelm to Sun Killers. She might not be coming to the game anytime soon, and her design might change, but she still has me kind of intrigued. But there are others that I'm looking forward to more than her. Oh boy, now we're getting into the ones I'm really excited for. Jane has such an interesting backstory that I'm wondering how it will go in the game, like Valkyrie. He also is likely to be a sentinel that has an axe that can stun the killers with, along with mostly support moves, probably, and also having a bag that contains things to help other survivors. Oh, and how could I forget her potential last man's LMS with John, especially with you not be able to see her face as him. Unfortunately, she probably might get added for a while, but when she does, I guess I'll consider getting her. Oh my lord, I can't wait for this guy. He has such a cool design, abilities, and a backstory that will blow Two-Time Story out of the water. And the fact that he'll be a mix of all the survivor classes is really interesting too. I definitely will be messing around with him a lot when he comes out. He's absolutely my favorite upcoming survivor as of now. Can't wait for him to release. Man, it's gonna be great. Now that we are done with my favorites, upcoming survivors, let's move on to the killers that I find really cool. There are a lot of killers, so just like the survivors, I'm only going to go over 5 that interest me the most. So without further ado, let's start. He interests me because he's sort of like a reverse two-time, where he has a meter that you fill up when you do a certain thing. His design is pretty cool, especially with the Harry Potter looking hat. Besides that, his movement is sort of interesting, with him placing down tentacles that sort of act like traps, and him having a more similar to Void Rush, where he does some sort of dash to deal some insane damage. I do wonder how the LMS with two-time is going to go. It'll probably be both somber and somewhat intense. But overall, I'm excited for him, but he's not my favorite. You know, I always wondered that a huge Draco Bloxer head would ever become a killer, and it turns out it is. I've always kind of liked dinosaurs, or having a dino-like killer in the game would be sick. I think it'll have a feral mode where it runs super fast and will deal massive damage. Maybe it'll also have a sniffing ability to track survivors' footprints, or camouflage ability where it blends in with the area. I'm really looking forward to see how the Draco Bloxer will work, as it has a lot of potential. He looks so cool. The helmet, the hammer, the armor, everything about him looks dope. The fact that he'll be able to imprison the survivors and throw out a chain that drags them to you is really interesting. He also is probably going to come with the Bandlands map, especially hyped for that. In conclusion, I think he's really interesting. I'm curious to see how he will play in game. Also to see how those mechanics will probably work. Who knows? Yeah. An epic minigames killer? Awesome, count me in. Also, this is the first female killer. Interesting. Anyways, besides that, she'll have a bat as her main weapon, and a bullet launcher too from those bullet mini games, as well as an ability to teleport survivors to dark, twisted versions of the mini games in that game. And if you fail, you'll probably die. Pretty cool killer, but there's still one more that's easily my favorite. Also, I'm really intrigued to see how this whole traveling in mini games thing works in the game. Do y'all hear the whistle? Make sure to cover your ears because I'm screaming like hype. This is probably going to be the most creepy and bone-chilling killer in the game, because it will probably use its whistle to cause rapid damage to those who are in its vicinity. It also probably shapes the survivors and transforms them whenever they least expect it. All in all, this one is my favorite upcoming killer, and I'm definitely get it when it drops. Thank y'all so much for watching. What are your favorite upcoming characters? Let me know in the comments. So all that being said, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. Say bye-bye. Stay frosty, friends.